Hey, welcome back. Just before the top of the hour, just hour one. So much more coming up for you a little later on. Criminal defense attorney Matthew Mary joins us to talk about all things in the news. And, of course, we're going to revisit the Chris Cuomo saga with one of my favorite Italians. Matty Mary will be here in a little bit. But back with us to mix it up. And this is the segment where this is the segment where I usually take a little break and mix up a cocktail for myself. Where a Republican and a Democrat mix it up. And coming back to join us again is Bill Cortese, as well as Robin Birow. And guys, thanks for coming back with us. And I want to talk, we had on Gordon Chang a little while ago, talking about all the unrest that's going on in Hong Kong. And now this morning, this whole trade war was kind of scaring the U.S. markets. This morning, word out of the White House is they're going to delay the September tariffs till at least December. The Dow Jones has rocketed up almost 500 points now with a little easiness there. But what's really going on here, Billy, with this China stuff? I'm nervous about it myself.
I think a lot of investors are too, and I think this is the president trying to get a little more air, a little more room for negotiations on China. I mean, clearly it's really starting to hit the heartland hard. It's hitting Iowa. It's hitting the soybean farmers, I think, fairly hard. And so they're starting to feel it. And I think you're going to see some political repercussions, too. So I think between now and the extension, I think you're going to start to see a deal. Wall Street wants it. The soybean farmers want it. I think everybody wants it. Consumers want it. We don't want to see prices spike either. Between Korea and Japan, they have their own trade war going on right now. So I think the sooner the president can kind of wrap this up, call it a win, and bring it home for 2020, I think the better.
Robin, you were a campaign director for Barack Obama, and Trump is alleging left and right that Obama was taken to the cleaners by China. What do you say about the change in policy?
Actually, I agree with Chuck Schumer here. China has been a foe of ours for a long time, particularly with intellectual property theft. They've cleaned our clocks with that. So we have to agree that we've got to toughen up on some of these restrictions. Now, I'm just like Bill, I'm concerned about the heartland, the farmers. The Farm Bureau just released a report that Chapter 12 bankruptcies for farmers are at the highest that they've been in 6 years. So I'm grateful that the president has postponed the tariffs, but I am concerned that once they've lost those markets in China, they're gone. China's already setting up farms in Africa for their own produce. So I don't think that we're going to be getting that back. So I'm concerned for our farmers.
There's a two-front war China's fighting right now. They got Trump coming at them on tariffs and trade, and then they got Hong Kong going crazy over there, rebelling a little bit. So they need something good here. And I think Trump might be letting them off the hook a little bit and relieve some pressure from the markets, too.
Yeah, listen, I think it's clearly we blinked a bit here, but the negotiation's not over, and I think if anybody knows the art of the deal, it's going to be the president, and so I think we're going to see, as this extension moves forward, what happens.
Well, when the president, he's done this many times before. He's, sets the bar really high. Okay, tariffs, September 1st. Wow, that's what happens when you start drinking at noon. You're dropping things left and right. But he's basically set the bar high. Now he brought it back down. This is how a businessman negotiates. And, I want to turn now, with all this going on, to 2020. With, you got 24 candidates on the Dem side. Half of them are at 1% or less. Then you have, like, the leading candidates. Robin, who do you see breaking out from this pack that could actually beat Trump?
That's a tough one. Biden's been leading ever since he announced, but Elizabeth Warren just clocked in at second place here. She spoke really well with Iowans, released that rural plan for rural America. It resonated really well. So I think she's going to be getting a stride. Kamala Harris has gone way too far to the left. She's been shrinking in the polls. And my party really seems to like the message that Mayor Pete's been bringing. He's generally the smartest guy in the room wherever he goes. So I think basically we're going to see Warren breaking out here from all polling metrics.
Bill, it's a little scary. Someone like Robin Byron, who has Birow, that has significant experience with presidential campaigns. They have 20 candidates, and he can't really put his finger on one at this point. I'm seeing Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, all three will be over 70. and this party of diversity and women and all, they got a bunch of 70-year-olds out there.
Yeah, listen, with this number of candidates, you're going to have so many kind of whatever flavor you're looking for, you certainly have it in this group. But I think it's interesting when you look at the Iowa State Fair. They have a poll out there where people vote with a corn kernel. And Biden came in first, Buttigieg came in second, Warren, and then Harris. Our esteemed mayor, His Honor, clocked in with 23 kernels, which didn't register even 1% in that poll. So Bill de Blasio is still at 0% in Iowa as he neglects his duties here in the city. But I do think you're starting to see these groups break away. You're going to see the haves. You're going to see kind of the cream of the crop in terms of the Democrats, and the rest that just aren't going to be able to keep up in terms of political operation, fundraising, and everything that kind of comes with that. And so you are starting to see the separation, and I think you're going to see some Democrats start to drop out as we head into the end of the year. They're just not going to be able to pay their staffs, not going to be able to run a respectable campaign, and so that's why you see people like Julian Castro, who are kind of throwing some of these Hail Marys with buying spots on Fox News for his, which isn't a bad idea. And you looked at even Bill de Blasio, who sat down with Sean Hannity last week. I mean, these are Hail Marys by people that are they're desperate to kind of break out.
Well, all you desperados out there, I want to thank Robin Birow and Bill Cortese. I want to thank you for your service to America and protecting our liberties and freedom, and thanks for giving us some thoughtful conversation today. And when you look out there and you see the Democratic field, to me, it makes you thank goodness for a guy like Donald Trump, who came out of nowhere, broke the establishment, beat 17 Republicans, beat the entire Republican Party, then beat Hillary Clinton. That's a guy, in my view, who's fighting for no party. He's fighting for America.